Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Across the northern Rockies has forced evacuations and burned multiple structures. Good evening, I'm Augusta McDonald.
And I'm meteorologist Russ Thomas.
Some fire managers are calling this weekend's fire activity unprecedented. We're going to take this entire show to go through this information. It's going to take a few minutes, but we're going to go through everything as detailed as we possibly can. There are lots of new evacuations and some safety issues as we head into our red flag warning, which Russ is here to tell us a little bit more about.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes this exceptionally problematic compared to what we've seen in terms of other red flag warnings is that the wind, how it's going to switch off tonight into tomorrow. We're seeing winds out of the west right now. Some areas actually not getting hit, at least at this point, at all with those winds, but you get closer to those ridge tops, and that's where we start to see the wind kick up first. And I just looked at some of the observation sites, and there are certainly areas where that is happening and where we might not be experiencing so much on the ground. Then the wind shifts to the east tonight and tomorrow as the front moves through, and again, erratic fire behavior. The next about 24 to 30 hours definitely key. Humidity levels, that is another issue, 8 to 13%, and we can see right now in Missoula 13% humidity. Same in Kalispell, those numbers very low. We'll have a complete look at your forecast coming up.
Overnight, the Sprague fire spread into the Lincoln Creek drainage and has grown more than 5,100 acres. It's forced park officials to order everyone to leave parts of Glacier National Park. An evacuation order is now in place for all residents and visitors from the south end of Lake McDonald to Logan Pass. The current evacuation area includes the Lake McDonald Lodge area, the Sprague Creek Campground, the Avalanche Campground, and about 55 residences. Those are private residences at the end of Lake McDonald, and all of those landowners have been notified in person by rangers who are going door to door. Park Fire Information Managers say the evacuations follow concerns the fire will move towards the Lake McDonald Lodge area.
Our particular concern right now is that the weather forecast is indicating that we could get a wind shift tonight that could move the fire in a westerly direction. And the wind shift that is currently being predicted by the National Weather Service has the potential to move the fire in the direction of Lake McDonald.
Sign says they are working to protect the building if the fire were to reach it, but do not have all the resources they would like to. She says the active fire season has resources spread thin across the region. Historically, dry fuels allowed the fire to spread into the Lincoln Creek drainage last night.
We have structure protection crews on the ground at Lake McDonald Lodge, and they are setting up a plumbing system with pumps and hoses to protect that building and those facilities in the Lake McDonald Lodge area if the fire were to reach that far.
The American Red Cross of Montana will open a shelter at Canyon Elementary School in Hungry Horse. The Red Cross shelter will be located at 200 North Street. The east side of the Going to the Sun Road remains open, and Logan Pass is accessible from the St. Mary's side. And up at the Rice Ridge Fire, the Rice Ridge Fire burning near Seeley Lake exploded overnight, gaining nearly 15,000 acres. The rapid growth has prompted a new round of evacuation orders and warnings. The blaze grew from 40,000 acres to about 53,000 acres, and now evacuation orders and warnings are being issued in Powell County. The evacuation order affects all of Coopers Lake area, according to the Missoula County Sheriff's Office. The warning area is everything else north of Highway 200, with the west and east boundaries being Missoula and Lewis and Clark counties. A public meeting to discuss the Rice Ridge Fire will be held at 6 p.m. on Monday at the Mission Bible Fellowship Church in Seeley Lake. And down at the Lolo Peak Fire, the Ravalli County Sheriff's Office has ordered mandatory evacuations in Florence due to that fire. Residents west of Highway 93 from the north side of Bass Creek Road north to the intersection of Hannaford Avenue and Florence-Carlton Loop were ordered to evacuate. The evacuation warning area has been expanded to include all residents on the south side of Bass Creek Road and west of Highway 93 to South Kootenai Creek Road, including Red Tail Hawk Lane. Evacuees said that though they were more prepared for this second evacuation, it was still difficult.
You're looking behind as you're shutting the door for the last time, wondering, should I have packed this, and am I going to see my house again, and do I want to see it again if everything around me is burned,
After leaving their homes, evacuees are asked to check in with Ravalli County Search and Rescue Command in the parking lot of the Stevensville Super 1.
We'll see a lot of torching the trees. we'll see a lot of flare up with the winds. So until the winds die down and the front moves through, we'll be seeing a lot of erratic fire behavior.
Fire information booths are staffed at Farmers State Bank and the Stevensville Super One parking lots. Several structures were burned when the Caribou Fire in Lincoln County made a 4-mile run on Saturday. The fire doubled in size, and fire managers say an unknown number of structures was destroyed. The Caribou Fire, burning 21 miles northwest of Eureka, has grown to nearly 13,800 acres. A full evacuation order for the West Kootenai area remains in effect. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office is assessing the West Kootenai area where structures burned last night and notifying property owners. The incident management team continues to work closely with Canadian fire partners with evacuation planning as the fire continues to move north and northeast. A Red Cross shelter opened there at the Church of God in Eureka is on 2nd Avenue behind First Interstate Bank, and a fire information line is open at 406-272-2082, and that's available from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. every day. And in Granite County, more residents near the 40,600-acre Sapphire Complex fire have been ordered to leave their homes. Due to fire activity on the Little Hogback Fire and weather conditions, the Granite County Sheriff's Office issued an evacuation order for some residences along Rock Creek Road. The mandatory evacuation order covers approximately 35 residences along both sides of Upper Rock Creek Road and adjacent roads and neighborhoods, beginning from and including Wild Rose Loop south to Stony Creek. Other pre-evacuation notices and road closures remain in effect there as well. The Sapphire Complex is 53% contained and continues to burn 25 miles east of Missoula in the Rock Creek drainage. And the Alice Creek Fire, about 15 miles northeast of Lincoln, has forced a section of Highway 200 to close after extreme fire behavior prompted new evacuation orders late last night. At around 11 p.m., the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office ordered mandatory evacuations for residents on both sides of Highway 200 from mile marker 92 through mile marker 100. Those orders remain in place now. Earlier this morning, the Sheriff's Office closed both sides of Highway 200 between Highway 270 and 434 as the Alice Creek Fire continues to burn toward that highway. The road closure also remains in effect tonight. A pre-evacuation notice has been called for the Alice Creek Basin and Tom's Gulch areas. One ranch and around 10 cabins are in the threat of fire in that area. An update says there have not been any injuries or notifications of burned structures there. The Alice Creek Fire has burned an estimated 11,593 acres as of this morning and is 5% contained. We're going to take a quick break, but after this, when we come back, we will continue our coverage of fire activity, and meteorologist Russ Thomas will be in a bit.